everyone, it's Nonna Grace, and I'm from Western New York. I was telling you yesterday that I didn't have any more sweaters. Well, today when I was looking in my closet, I have a few more sweaters, but they're gifts that I received probably from Jessica. I know one of them definitely was from Jessica. And I also have more than 3 vests. I didn't realize I had that many. Goes to show when you have too many clothes, you don't know what you have. But I hardly ever wear them now. Since I've been home, I wear the sweaters and I wear the turtlenecks and I wear the long sleeve shirts. Well, let me show you today's vest. This is today's vest. It's one of those that it has the slit all down. It feels like it's 2 panels that they put together and put a waistband on it. It's a very short one. This one is one of my old ones. But I like it. It's a nice vest. Today was actually on the warmer side. So it was good that I wore a vest because I did have my sweater on for a while, but only when I would go outside to the chickens. I put the 3 broody hens underneath the enclosed coop again on the outside. As soon as I opened the door, where did they go? They went right back to their nesting boxes. So they're still broody, and if I could leave them there overnight, it might make a difference, but because I have to keep letting them go back, they're going to take a little longer. Today I was knitting and crocheting. You remember the scratchy stuff that Kathy gave me from Kathy's Favorite Things? Well, today I was knitting. I knit a scrubby, and I crocheted a scrubby because I wanted to see the difference. The knit one is real soft and floppy, where the crocheted one isn't as floppy. This one's a hair bigger, well, a little bit bigger than the other one. I just counted out, I think it was 25 stitches and then turn around, so it ended up 24 for the one, so it's that much difference. I don't know if you can see the difference. It's
not
just
much.
Very little.
It's very little.
Very
about
little
one
difference.
Stitch.
Yeah, about 1 row, both ways, because I made it square. And the way I figured out that it was square, I would fold it like a triangle. Because if you've got a triangle, you've got a perfect square. Well, I got a perfect, sort of perfect square. Not perfect. This one is probably more perfect. The knit one is more perfect. But I did that today, and I might try it with, it feels funny on the fingers. Crocheting it was actually easier than knitting it. I used a size, for the crochet, I used what is called my F hook. I don't know what, it would be like I don't know what size F hook is, but it's a little hook. I'll show you if you can see it. Mm-hmm. And I use size 8 knitting needles, which are real thin too. They'd be about the size of my handle. I didn't bring the knitting needles in. Well, I hope you all had a great day. I had a good day. I was watching, I went to the store. I didn't bring you along again. I know someone has said in the past that they wish that I'd bring you to the store. I got in the car and I said, well, I'm not a true vlogger.
She actually went out.
I know,
too.
I went out.
She didn't stay in the house
I
or
went with
around
Jim,
the yard.
But you drove, so
yes.
It was fine. And I said, boy, my car doesn't even have 10,000 miles on it yet. And it was a 2018. Is that what it is? Yeah, it doesn't even have 10,000 on it. It's got 9,000 some odd number miles on it. I don't drive it very much. I got in the car and I thought, I probably should have brought the camera, but I'm not a true vlogger, apparently. I didn't bring the camera. Went into the store. We bought a few things. We did find chicken, because I've heard that people are having a hard time finding the frozen chicken. We found the frozen, they had chicken. They had the frozen chicken breasts, skinless, boneless chicken breasts. That's what I buy. I like to cook those. And we bought some mustard. And I wanted some pretzels. But I can't eat any of them today because today is Ash Wednesday. So today is the day that the Catholics would have usually 2 small meals and 1 regular size meal and no snacking. So I'm not snacking. Actually I've only eaten twice today. I had when I got hungry, well, sort of hungry, or felt like I should eat something, because it's hard without the clock in your head. So what I did is I wanted some farina. I don't know if you've ever had farina or cream of wheat, whatever you call it. And I thought, well, I have to make this a little bit more with more protein in it. So I beat up an egg. I probably should have showed you how I did this because it really turned out good, but I never knew what it was going to turn out. And I had never made it before, but what I did is I beat up an egg with 2 teaspoons of sugar because I want a little sugar in my farina. And it says you're supposed to just use the yolk, but I used the whole egg because I don't want to waste the whites. So I beat it up really good, and I cooked the farina. It was just 2.5 tablespoons of farina in a cup of water. You can do it with milk, but I used water. And then when the farina was just in the water, it hadn't thickened yet, I put a little bit of that hot water over my eggs and beat it some more so that they wouldn't curdle, because if you don't temper it, the whites would have curdled and you would have seen white flecks in your cereal, which I didn't want to see any white flecks in my cereal. And when the cereal was done, cooked all the way, I dumped it into the eggs, stirring like crazy, and then I put it back onto the stove and let it cook a few more minutes, so that I had to dump it back in the pan because I had dumped it into a bowl, which dumping it back and forth was a pain in the neck. But if I probably whisked it in a pan that it could be cooked in, I wouldn't have to dump it again until I dumped it in my dish to eat it. And it was really very, very good. And this was farina with a raw egg that I beat up in it and then cooked it. It was really good. Well, I don't have any little video to put in for you today, but I did mess with the chickens today. Right? Should I use the word mess?
Yeah. Played around. I don't know.
Neither word is any
Neither
good.
word.
I was with the chickens today. I gave them their scratch. Honey Boo Boo did his crowing. And Mr. Brown escaped a couple times out of the fence. But I didn't bring the camera with me because it's too hard to hang on to the camera, hang on to the chicken scratch, give them food, and keep an eye on them too. It's not very easy. Well, I'm all done talking now. So I thank you for watching, and thank you for the comments, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Bye.